Hey y'all, welcome back to another Real Talk with Jazz. So I actually had pre-recorded a video and I was like, this one seems to be more important. So as you read from the title, how to budget your coins so that you can be saving and reach your end of the year goal. So I was at work and I was sitting there and I realized I was like, because I had some downtime because I finished everything that I needed to do, and I was just sitting there and I was like, Jasmine, what happened? You used to save money all the time. Like every time when I was a server, I would put away a certain amount of my tips into a savings account. And I was thinking, I was like, you have no money in your savings account right now. And then I was like, well, I always have an emergency, or I have to pay this bill, or I have to pay that bill. And then I was talking to my coworker and I was like, it's very depressing because people think because you work for the military or you have a government job that you make good money, and that's not the case. Like, you don't really make anything. But I read a lot of different articles and stuff like that. Pinterest, I went on there, saving money wise, tips to save money, and I watched other people's YouTube videos and stuff like that. So I wanted to come on here and share some of my tips that I plan to do for the rest of this year. I was like, let me do this video because we're in February and it's never too late, you know, to start saving them coins. So what I have done is, because as you guys know, I am a self-published author. So I used to do this when I first started. This is pretty much my binder, and every expense that I use, I put in here for the end of the year taxes, because when you save like all your receipts and stuff like that, like you can use that to get back on your taxes. So of course, this is like just my LLC. But what I did was take me out the screen so that you can actually see it. So pretty much I went by the years, and I put January of 2019, and I used my label maker for all of it. And then it goes all the way through December. And then towards the end, what I went ahead and did was I put the year, try to cover this because this is my checks. Actually I can just turn it like this. I put the year 2017, and then I put my tax stuff 2018 from Amazon for my books and stuff in here. And then I also picked up this budget calendar thing, and this is pretty much from Michael's, and inside of it, I'm not too sure if I'm gonna take this back, guys, because I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. But it pretty much has like your spending trackings. It has in the beginning of the month this little section right here. And it pretty much, you write down like all the bills that you have, how much is your current, like your starting balance, and then how much is your ending balance towards the end of the month. And the reason why I said I might take that back, because I have this fun app on my phone, which is called Every Dollar. And this thing is amazing. And pretty much what you do is you can put like, well, I don't want to show y'all because it shows how much I make, but you pretty much put in all of your income. So pretty much you could put in all of your information. It's not popping up. And you can put like how much you're making for the whole month. And that's amazing, because then as you're like on the go spending, you can just add it in and it will subtract from your whole balance. But what I've learned is I'm always the type of person to, I'm always the person to always like help out others. But then I realized I was like, okay, well, I need to start saving my own money. So as soon as I get paid, pretty much I'll put it into a separate savings account, and that's like untouchable. But that's the one thing that I do love about the app Every Dollar, is because you can create different savings. Loud people in the background, Justin. Yes, you are. You just got here. So yeah, so when it comes to doing a budget, creating a budget, whether how much you make and how much your bills are, when you first get your paycheck. So tip number one, when you first get your paycheck, really? Oh my God. This is why I don't make these videos anymore, because people like that. So anywho, when you first get your paycheck, before you pay like your credit card, your whatever you got going on, you want to set aside money for yourself. Now, some people do the 10%. of what they make, because you know, you pay 10% to church, you do 10% for yourself, stuff like that. But how I do for me is I just take out how much I was paying on my card note. So every 2 weeks is how my check get paid. So I was paying $149. So at the end of each month, I should have $300 saved, and then you multiply that by 12. And so that's another thing why I like the Every Dollar app, because you can put like your in set goal of how much you want, and it lets you know like how much money you need to get to that goal. And then tip number 2, pretty much what I've learned is somebody eats out a lot. And so we're not gonna say no names. And when you eat out a lot, listen, you spend a lot of money. I was doing all of this last night with how much money is spent on eating out, and I was like, my heart just broke into a million pieces, and I just wanted to cry. I just had to put my phone down because I was like, oh my god, this is crazy. And then just other stuff that you spend your money on, and I'm like, okay, this is why. And another tip number 3, okay, so tip number 2, stop eating out. Tip number 3 is look at your paychecks as a whole. Look at it as a whole month. Don't look at it as every 2 weeks or every week or how often you get paid. Because when you're looking at it like that, it seems like you can look at it from 2 different perspectives. And I'm trying to think about how I'm going to say this. So if you're looking at it like every 2 weeks, you're like, oh, okay, oh, I spent all this money, this whole paycheck, but I'm gonna get paid again in another 2 weeks. But then when you get paid again, you're just broke again. It's like a never-ending cycle. Versus if you look at it as a whole month, then you can see all of your money at once when you do the bills and stuff. So that's another thing on the app. Like, you guys really like should get this app. Not sponsored or anything, but this app is definitely amazing. I wish I could show you guys without showing you. Well, here's some zeros. So if you look here, hopefully it focuses. It pretty much, you put everything in every category, and then it just takes away from your budget, and it tells you how much you have left in your budget for the whole month versus just for every 2 weeks. I hope that makes sense. And then, of course, tip number 4 is pretty much save all your receipts on everything, just so when you are starting out learning how to budget, then you can see like where your money is going to and where you need to save and how much money you need to spend on groceries and stuff like that. And then, of course, tip number 5, go ahead and, if you are an entrepreneur and you have a side hustle business, go ahead and create a binder like I have, so that you can save all of that, because it does become kind of tricky when you're putting your own money into your own business until your business starts making money. So you want to keep the 2 separate, but at the same time you're putting money into it. And then on top of that, y'all, I'm still debating if I'm gonna keep this notebook. I could take this back and get some more money. And then pretty much tip number 6, you know us women, we like to go shopping at Target. I ain't gonna say Walmart because I don't like to shop at Walmart. Walmart be making my eyeballs hurt. But that's what I'm saying. It's important to keep like your receipts and stuff like that, because listen, this app was definitely an eye-opener for my beautiful brown eyes. And then my last tip, I guess I could say, is pretty much buy what you need, not what you want. And well, actually, I don't want to say my last tip. Well, yeah. Buy what you need, not what you want. I know for me, I have my credit card and my student loans that I'm paying off, and I want to be debt free with that. So I've been paying that off too. And I'll probably do a separate video on clearing your debt, but this one I want to just keep separate on how to budget. And just the simple fact of, when it comes to money, like, you have to sit down, and if you're with someone, you have to talk about these things, because it's like, where's all the money going, type of thing. Like, you don't want that to happen. So this year I am definitely focusing on saving. Did you just flip me off? Yes, you did.
I took you up earlier, but you didn't see me.
Anywho, I think this is it. So remember, stay beautiful and deuces.